Hi, I'm Phil with the Office for Mac Group. Outlook is a powerful tool for managing your email, contacts, calendars, and tasks, but to get the most out of it, you first need to understand the basics. In this video series, I'm going to introduce you to some of the Outlook tasks and features that you will use most often. Keep in mind that you can pause and resume the video at any time to view the tutorial at your own pace. Okay, let's get started. You can use Outlook to manage multiple email accounts, including Microsoft Exchange, IMAP, and POP accounts from email services such as Windows Live Hotmail, Gmail, and Yahoo. Let's walk through the steps to set up a new email account. On the Tools menu, click Accounts. If you haven't added an account yet, you will see this screen, where you can select the type of account to add. You can also click this button in the lower left corner of the window. To add your own account, you will need your email account information such as your email address, mail servers, and password. If Outlook recognizes your email provider, like it did here with Hotmail, the Configure Automatically checkbox will remain selected. To see all of the account information, or to enter different account information, clear this checkbox. After you verify that your account information is correct, click Add Account, and then close the Accounts dialog box. Factors such as server traffic and the number of messages to download can influence how long it takes for your account to appear in the folder list. Before moving on, a couple of tips about email accounts. First, on the Outlook menu, make sure that a check mark does not appear next to Work Offline. To send and receive messages immediately, click this button. And if you have trouble connecting to your account, check out the troubleshooting section in Outlook Help. Okay, let's move on to the next lesson and look at some of the user interface elements you'll use most often in Outlook. Before we begin using the new email account, let's take a quick tour of the main areas in Outlook. Moving from top to bottom, first you have the menu bar. Each menu has commands associated with the menu name. File, Edit, and View are the ones you'll probably use the most. When a menu item is grayed out, like this one is, it means that it's not available based on what you're currently doing. Next is the standard toolbar, which contains the search box, as well as buttons for some of the most common tasks, such as sending and receiving email, undoing changes, and printing. Next is the ribbon, which is new in Office 2011. Each tab on the ribbon gives you quick access to features and tools associated with the Outlook view you are in. The tab you'll probably use most in all views is the Home tab. To show or hide the ribbon, just click the Active tab, or click this button on the right side of the ribbon. This area is the Reading pane, which shows the contents of the selected message, contact, or task. To change the location of the Reading pane, click View, point to Reading pane, and choose the option you want. This area is the Navigation pane. In Mail view, your email folder list displays here. In the other views, which you can access from here on the View switcher, the Navigation pane gives you the option to show or hide different item categories. To show more or fewer items on the View switcher, drag this handle. Now that we've got the basics covered, in the next lesson we'll add a contact to the Outlook address book. You can use the Outlook address book to manage both professional and personal information for all of your contacts. To add a contact, here on the View switcher, click Contacts. Then on the Home tab, click the Contact button. In the Contact window, you can add all sorts of information about your contact. At a minimum, you should include the person's name and email address. To include additional fields, maybe another email address or a web page, click the plus button and choose the field that you want. To add a picture for the contact, double-click this placeholder thumbnail. Then click Choose and select a picture from your computer. When you add a picture for a contact, all email that you receive from that person will display the picture you selected when you open that email. When you're finished adding the person's contact information, click Save and Close. To see a contact's information here in the reading pane, make sure that the Details button is selected. To add a group of contacts, maybe for a book club or a cycling club, here on the Home tab, click Contact Group. Okay, in the next lesson, we'll compose and send an email message to the new contact. You can use Outlook to compose and send messages to any contact in your address book or to anyone whose email address you know. First, on the View switcher, click Mail. Then, on the Home tab, click the Email button. In the To box, begin typing the name of the contact that you added in the previous lesson. When the contact appears in the list, click to add her to the To box. To remove a contact from the To box, click the contact name and then press Delete. Let's undo that deletion by clicking the Undo button on the message toolbar. Now, type a subject for the message in the Subject box. And then in the message window, type the text of the message that you want to send. Make sure to check out the Message and Options tabs for different formatting and content options. For example, to include a file with a message, maybe a Word document, click Attach and select the document that you want. Or to check the message for spelling errors, here on the Options tab, click Spelling. When the message looks the way you want, on the Message tab, click Send. If you're connected to the internet, your message will be sent immediately and a copy appears in your Sent Items folder. For other email options, such as creating email signatures, on the Outlook menu, click Preferences and look under Email. Okay, in the next lesson, we'll explore the inbox, as well as other folders that appear in the folder list. The inbox is the main folder where messages arrive when they are sent to you. Let's look at a message in your inbox and also create a new folder to move the message into. In the folder list, click Inbox and then select a message. If you don't have a message in your inbox yet, you can compose and send one to yourself just to make it easier to follow along with this lesson. The small number to the right of a folder indicates the number of unread messages in that folder. As mentioned in an earlier lesson, the content of the message appears in the reading pane. Now, on the Home tab, click the New button and then click Folder. Type a name for the new folder and then press Return. Now, click the Inbox folder again and drag a message to the new folder you just created. You can also move messages between folders by using the Move button on the Home tab. To delete a message, select it and then click Delete. All deleted messages are moved to your Deleted Items folder. To empty this folder, hold down Control, click the folder, and then click Empty Folder. You can also right-click the folder if your mouse has that option. Keep in mind that items you empty from the Deleted Items folder are permanently deleted. One more thing about folders before we move on. The type of email accounts that you add to Outlook determine how folders appear in the folder list. To change any of these settings, on the Outlook menu, click Preferences and then click General. From here, you can also make Outlook your default email, calendar, and contact application. So let's do that now, and then let's move on to the final lesson, where we'll learn to work with calendar appointments.
If you have data and formatting on your sheet that you want to reuse, you can easily copy it to other cells without having to re-enter or reformat the data. Let's copy this bold and center alignment formatting from the regions to the months. Select cell B1 or any of the cells that use the formatting that you want to copy. Now on the standard toolbar, click this button known as the Format Painter. Notice that the mouse cursor appears as a small white cross and paintbrush. and a moving marquee appears around the selected cell to indicate that you're in Format Painter mode. Now select or paint cells A2, A3, and A4. And the data in those cells now appears formatted just like cell B1. A couple of tips on Format Painter. If you want to format or paint several non-adjacent cells, double-click the Format Painter button. And to get out of Format Painter mode, just click the button again or press Escape. Now let's copy this numerical data to the other regions. As you did when formatting, first click the cells to copy, in this case cells B2, B3, and B4. Then on the Edit menu, click Copy. If you prefer using the keyboard instead of menus, keyboard shortcuts are listed here next to the menu items. This is a symbol for the Command key and means hold down Command and then press C. Once the data is copied, a moving marquee appears around the copied cells. Now click in cell C2 and click Edit, Paste, or use the keyboard shortcut Command V. Then click in cell D2 and do the same thing. As you can see, you can get an exact copy of the data, including the currency formatting, in all of the cells. You can continue pasting the copied data anywhere on the sheet until you copy another selection. But let's use the Edit Undo command or Command Z to undo this. To hide the marquee around the copied text, press Escape. In the next lesson, we'll make some changes to the data entered on the sheet.
In Outlook, an appointment is a calendar item with a specific start and end date and start and end time. Let's add an appointment to the calendar. On the view switcher, click Calendar. First, choose the calendar view that you prefer, for instance, Work. Then click the Appointment button. Type a subject and location for the appointment, and then select a start date and end date as well as a start and end time. If the meeting recurs on a regular interval, select that interval from the Recurrence pop-up menu. If you want Outlook to show a reminder before the appointment, select how far in advance you want it to appear. The default is 15 minutes. Add any details that you want to include with the appointment, and then click Save and Close. To reschedule an appointment once it's on your calendar, you can drag it to another date or time, or double-click to make additional changes. Notice that small icons appear on the appointment to indicate that it recurs and that a reminder is set. If you invite other people to an appointment, it is considered a meeting. So, those are some of the basic tasks and skills that you will use when working with Outlook. Want to learn more? Check out Help and the Office for Mac website for additional videos, tutorials, and content.